Tell me a little bit about your relationship with the State House and the legislative process in South Carolina.
I would say it's honestly non-existent or barely there. And I think that's the real issue, is that I'm a college student in South Carolina and I have very little voice.
If people could just think outside of what has already existed and into something new, like, can we even imagine like what could happen? And so the whole idea for this project is like the first step in any kind of change is first you have to dream it up.
I think a lot of the legislation that is happening right now is by older folks, people who are making an impact on things that are going to affect us the most, you know? And I think that what Be the Ones has helped with is that it's bridging that so that I am building that relationship with the State House, but like I've never even been to the State House, you know? I haven't really done public testimony. I haven't gotten a chance to voice my opinions or say my part.
I find it interesting that like as much as I'm so heavily involved in community and connecting folks, I literally can say I don't have a relationship with the State House. On occasion, some relationships with different State House members, but not in a way that actually, or I don't believe it's in a way that actually impacts or informs what is happening at the statewide level or related to policy.
I actually ran for office because I feel like we needed more representation from young people. We needed different ideas, and my ideas and what I support and believe in was not being represented by the people who were supposed to be representing me.
I've never been inside the State House. I call my representative regularly. I almost always ask for a phone call back. I've not gotten one. I feel like my voice is not represented at all in the State House, and it's extremely frustrating and discouraging. And I'm a person of great privilege in this state, and for me to feel like my voice isn't heard, I can't imagine what other people might feel that have less privilege than me.
I would love to see fun be used as a tactic, as a strategic weapon. Right now, fear is weaponized a lot on all sides of the political aisle or spectrum, right? I would love more Be the Ones type groups to exist, because I think fun could also be weaponized.
Part of the reason that I started Be the Ones and I saw this need for this organization was to reimagine our relationship with civic engagement and civic participation, not just across the country, but really here in the state of South Carolina. For so long, we have been told what it looks like, what it feels like, what it tastes like to be an active civic participant, and it hasn't been welcoming to other folks. And so we have been on this journey to really reimagine what that looks like, what that feels like, and what that tastes like for South Carolinians, and that is different for every person. And so this year, we embarked on a journey to take that one step further and reimagine relationship with the State House. It's not just in terms of what it is as a structure, but what it represents, who holds that power, who's invited in, literally and figuratively, and how can we reimagine the State House to be more welcoming and more accessible and more of a home for South Carolinians across South Carolina.
In going to the State House in its current state, in doing the work day in and day out, it started to get a bit heavy. So part of imagining the future of inclusivity and diverse communities inside the State House, I have taken my role and my place in what political activism looks like. Stepping into spaces that I didn't think I would want to be in per se, but figuring out a way to be a part of that change.
I'm someone who believes that we're just one story away from changing somebody's mind, and that's the first step towards changing their actions. And I will never stop believing in the power of someone's story to change your heart.
In today's time, I'd say it has a lot to do with learning how to invite other people in to know their stories, because there's this sense of vulnerability that you're sharing outward that allows people to feel invited in.
This whole exercise of like reimagining what our state house could be, and like reimagining this idea of home was really an exercise for me of not letting go of my radical imagination or my joy, and not losing my grip on what I know that at least people in my community who I care about need. And I really feel like our state home should be a place where people can find care, can find resources. Our policies need to lift up multiply marginalized people, because when multiply marginalized people are lifted up, everyone wins. Like, no one loses. Like, literally, like when we were caring for people.
It's one of those things where the state house, it's like, it's there. These are the acts being passed, legislation being passed, but my story and the people that are informed by my story, but also the people that I'm informed by theirs, we all can march forward together on this journey of justice to be able to amplify all voices, to make sure there's a space in South Carolina for everyone to live comfortably.